As the WWE prepares for Sunday's Extreme Rules pay-per-view, what did they do last night on SmackDown to hype the event? Be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell as WrestleLamia looks at the results for the 9th July 2019 SmackDown Live and the latest wrestling news. This week's edition of SmackDown Live is coming to you from the SNHU Arena in Manchester, New Hampshire. The show begins with highlights from a wild brawl that took place earlier today. Dolph Ziggler is being interviewed outside the arena when Kevin Owens drives up and confronts him. A pull-apart brawl leads to Shane McMahon banning KO from the arena, apparently putting the kibosh on the scheduled Owens vs Ziggler match tonight. SmackDown gets a worked shoot promo from Kevin Owens as he jumps the security barricade, mic in hand. Kevin Owens runs down Shane O'Mac, calling himself the best in the world, and says he's tried being a good company man, but he's sick of Shane making a mockery of the rest of the WWE roster. Owens points out how Shane's constant presence takes valuable time away from various wrestlers whom he lists. Shane cuts off the mic, only for Owens to grab the timekeeper's microphone, continuing to berate McMahon until security arrives, and KO escapes into the audience. We gotta say, this was an absolutely phenomenal promo. And even in the present day of low ratings and a stale product, the wrestlers are giving it their all. And additionally, if that promo didn't prove to you that Kevin Owens is one of the best in wrestling today, you should stop watching. Anyway, moving on, Intercontinental Champion Finn Balor is back as he takes on Shinsuke Nakamura in a non-title match. Shinsuke starts off strong and lays into the champion with a variety of moves in and out of the ring. Nakamura dominates the match and hits the Kinshasa on Balor outside the ring, but he gets in before the 10 count, but out of nowhere Nakamura hits another Kinshasa, pinning Balor for the win. Finally, a good solid win for Nakamura. Backstage, Shane O'Mac is with Drew McIntyre and Elias. Elias says he's prepared the perfect funeral song for Extreme Rules. Dolph Ziggler shows up and demands a match, with Shane telling him he'll be facing Roman Reigns tonight. But next up is time for the contract signing between SmackDown Women's Champion Bayley and Nikki Cross. Cross will team with Alexa Bliss this Sunday in a 2-on-1 handicap match for the women's title. Bayley asks Cross how it feels to be doing Alexa's dirty work, but Cross tells Bayley her friends have abandoned her and that her friend Alexa Bliss doesn't need any help. Cross tells Bayley she and Alexa will become the first ever women's co-champions. Next up is Nikki Cross vs Carmela, as Carmela gets some time in the ring besides being RTruth's sidekick for his 24/7 championship segments. Carmela does the JOB for Nikki Cross as Cross wins with a swinging neckbreaker. There's a hype video that airs for Samoa Joe vs Kofi Kingston. Joe tells Kofi he gave him a chance at Mercy last week and the WWE champion refused it. Now Joe vows to destroy Kofi and his family on his way to winning the WWE championship. Another backstage segment as Paige and the Kabuki Warriors are looking to cash in the Women's Tag Team Championship title shot they earned after defeating the current champions, the Iconics, in Japan. However, Peyton Royce says Billie Kay is sick and unable to compete. Paige mocks him and says they're not true champions but clowns. Paige wants to make sure Billie is sick and slaps her, promising her team will be getting their title match soon. Roman Reigns is interviewed about his match tonight against Dolph Ziggler, and the big dog proclaims Ziggler won't be ready for him, while he and The Undertaker will be well prepared for Shane and McIntyre this Sunday. The next match on the card is a tag team summit between SmackDown Tag Team Champions Daniel Bryan and Eric Rowan, the New Day of Xavier Woods and Big E, and Heavy Machinery. The New Day promised to win the belts, so all three members of the New Day will be champions. Xavier asks Rowan why he doesn't say anything and why he's always taking orders from people, whether it's Bray Wyatt or Daniel Bryan. Bryan admits the New Day are talented, but they hide their shortcomings through humour and are nothing but a mid-card act. Heavy Machinery come out and remind everyone they beat Owens and Ziggler for their spot in this Sunday's match. They are proud of their blue-collar roots and will overcome anything to become champions. This match is an interesting mix of styles as the tag team wrestlers showcase their individual styles. Thanks to the WWE's continued insistence on avoiding in-ring action during commercial breaks, the referee restarts the match after Rowan interferes on Bryan's behalf. In the end, Otis wins with a pop-up World's Strongest Slam on Woods for the win. Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville confront Ember Moon after Moon brags about her win last week. They tell Moon to find a partner for a tag team bout next week and Ember agrees. There's a promo from Ali who says evil wins when good does nothing. However, Ali is fearless and will not stand by. Aleister Black is ready to meet his opponent for Extreme Rules, but Black is told his opponent won't reveal his identity, but he eventually does. It's none other than the Swiss Superman Cesaro, as he's ready to pick a fight with Black. This will be an awesome match. It's now time for the main event between Dolph Ziggler, who's with Drew McIntyre and Shane McMahon and Elias, versus Roman Reigns. It's a good main event with Ziggler showing he can put on an excellent match against any opponent. There's an intrigue of whether Ziggler's entourage at ringside will give him the edge to upset Reigns, as it kept it interesting right up until the end. Reigns deals with the various heels, but the numbers game is catching up as Ziggler superkicks Roman after Shane enters the ring. However, it's Kevin Owens to the rescue as he hits the stunner on Shane, while Roman spears Ziggler, getting the win. It's an exciting finish for a good main event, as tonight's SmackDown had some incredibly solid segments, including the KO Ziggler brawl, and of course Owens ripping into Shane. People are already talking about Owens quickly made the jump from heel to face and did it in convincing style. While Owens isn't Stone Cold Steve Austin, his everyman persona, a wrestling trope that existed long before the Texas Rattlesnake took it to new heights, is an instant hit. Owens is saying everything fans are saying online. Shane McMahon doesn't deserve his push, and he's distracting from the active roster. The interesting question here is whether the WWE planned Shane's monster push to set this up. We don't think so, just because the WWE's advanced planning is typically poor, or the company is capitalizing on a can't miss angle. Either way, the WWE should run with this, as it's reminiscent of Austin vs McMahon if it's tweaked right, and could be another sensation. The WWE is doing a good job setting up future matches, whether it's the short promos between the Iconics and the Kabuki Warriors, or Ember Moon vs Deville and Rose. Cesaro's reveal as Black's opponent explains why Cesaro has enjoyed a mini push over the last few weeks. Sadly, it seems for naught, as he's obviously going to put Black over. A good SmackDown and much better than Monday Night Raw. Let us know your opinion down below. And moving on to a quick bit of news, Sasha Banks seems to be training in Japan. As rumours of Sasha Banks' WWE return continues, word has it that the boss was in Japan, training at the Sendai Girls' pro wrestling dojo. No definite word on Banks' return, but we will be discussing some speculation in our upcoming Extreme Rules Rumors video. Next up, RTruth has a lot of ideas for the 24/7 Championship. Former 24/7 champion RTruth recently appeared on the Edge and Christian's podcast to discuss his 24/7 championship endeavours and the fun he's been having with the belt. Man, I've been loving it. It gives me a chance to release. I can be funny, I can be entertaining. I'm getting more views doing this than I am a wrestling match. So I'm having a ball. I'm glad I could take something that everybody thought was just the ugliest thing in the world, and well, it's not that ugly. Truth also discussed some of the ideas he's pitched to keep the title fresh and help other wrestlers get their time in front of the camera. He mentioned guys that you don't see. I even asked Creative about using all the guys more. I got the ideas as far as like using Bo Dallas and Joe Hennig as my bodyguards. Well, why wouldn't they pin you? Because I would tell them, you guys don't want this ugly title. You want the tag team titles. That funny comedy stuff. Then they would be beasts when it comes time to do something. Every once in a while they would roll me up, one would pull the other off. What are you doing, man? We're supposed to be bodyguarding for him. Well, I'm trying to make sure you stay on your toes. That was just a test. Things like that, so there are so many things that we could do with the 24/7, but I don't want to do the same thing to where it gets boring, to where it gets corny stupid. And our last bit of news confirms that the WWE is going back to its home. Yes, the WWE will be returning to Madison Square Garden this September for back-to-back shows, and more importantly, air Raw and SmackDown live from there. New York City's Madison Square Garden was once referred to as the Mecca of professional wrestling, due to it being the hub of the WWE for decades, hosting historic matches and events including the first WrestleMania and the first SummerSlam, as well as other pay-per-views. For some time, the WWE seemed to have exclusive rights to promote wrestling there, but its decline in promoting events there led to the once unthinkable occasion of Ring of Honor and New Japan hosting a show there last April. PW Insider reports that the WWE officially announced that they will return to Madison Square Garden on 9th September and 10th September for Raw and SmackDown tapings. WWE last ran the venue in December of 2018. These return events will feature the first WWE tapings in the Garden since a Raw taping on 16th November 2009. The WWE's move may be influenced by last April's show, as well as the fact that the tapings will take place just a few days before AAA's Lucha Libre debuts in the venue on 15th September, and a week before New Japan Pro Wrestling runs the Hammerstein Ballroom around the corner on 28th September. But there you have it guys, your recap for the 9th July 2019 Smackdown and the latest WWE news. What are your thoughts on tonight's show? Did it beat Raw? Be sure to leave your comments down below, subscribe if you haven't already, follow us on Instagram and Twitter, and I'll see you next time with some more wrestling content.